What is up, guys? Welcome back to StonksMaxxing. It's currently day 6, and I'm gonna spend a little bit of time going over the discounted cash flows model for VF. And so I've gotten to the part where I've forecasted the income statement, but now I'm probably going to need to look at the balance sheet a little bit and then use that information to help with the cash flows. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Okay, cash and cash equivalents. So what I'm thinking is the biggest thing I need to forecast here is probably going to be the debts of VF. Right now, VF has a pretty high leverage ratio compared to historical standards. So let's take a look. We have 2.1 billion in debt, and I think when I think about leverage, I think of debts and probably operating lease liabilities. Operating lease liabilities have been around the same, about $1 billion a year. But long-term debt has almost tripled, honestly, but has doubled since fiscal year 2021. Okay, and total assets have increased to almost 14, but I think in the most recent year, fiscal year 2024, assets will have decreased to maybe 12 billion, and liabilities are still increasing. So that's probably the biggest trend in the balance sheets right now. And I think what we could do is, so I have a debt schedule for the company, and the company, so this maturity in 1 year, so the next year. So this will be current portion of long-term debts in 2025, fiscal 2025. All right, so I think we have that. Okay, and then now we have, so this is 3, okay, and then 4 would be 2028. All right, so I think this is what we need for 2028, right? It'll be fiscal 2027. Will it be? Actually, so let me think. So this is 2023. Oh, yeah, because it'll be due within the year. Okay. So let me think about this a little bit. Fiscal 2020. So this should be April 2025. That will be in fiscal 2026 actually. And this will be paid off in 2025. So we still have this, and then we want to add this portion. Okay, I think that makes more sense. So this is going to be equal to debt. So we need to add the senior notes maturing in 2025, and then we're going to need to add 2026. Okay. And then once we have that, then we can go into 2026, and that'll be, okay, so this will be matured by 2026, fiscal 2026, and then I think this will have also matured by fiscal 2026. So really it's just this. Okay. And then fiscal year 2027, so this is where we need So this is where we have the senior
The
notes
Mercy's fucking insane.
in
The Mercy's going
2027.
crazy with the risers.
So at the end of fiscal 2027, then we'll just have, I think, this, which is going to,
Yeah, you've been awful this game, to be fair.
yeah,
You've been
okay,
pretty
so
poor.
I think this will mature in a year. That's good.
Thank you.
And then
You know, good, good.
fiscal year
So you went
2028.
from one bad pick to another bad pick. But you know what? At least Hanzo can get kills like that.
Okay, so then we need February 2028. So this will be paid off
This is
then.
when he becomes the cool guy.
And then
He's the
now
cool
we
guy. He's
need
gonna spite us.
the 2029 green bond. Okay.
Yeah, he's the cool guy. And when Julian throws the game and we lose, he's gonna go, it's Josh's fault. He sat out the insults. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's fine.
And then once we have the green bond, then what we need is, okay, I think this will be 6 years from now.
Sigma's working pretty well. It's already coming.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is good.
I mean, listen, I don't think the reason else is the fix.
So, based on the current debt schedule, this is kind of the trend that we would see in current portion of long-term debt, assuming that VF doesn't actually take out more debts. I guess long-term debts. And that would make the leverage ratio pretty much fall down to a pretty sustainable level of about $1 billion in 2027. So that's good. And then I think this I'm just going to extend out. I don't really have a business trying to forecast that. And I think total liabilities then might decline. So short-term borrowings. I feel like VF also borrowed some stuff this quarter, so I'm gonna take a look at their most recent quarterly report. So VF 10Q. Let's take a look at their SEC filings. Wait, I think the stock is up today actually. So VFC stock of 1705. Okay, it's not terrible. Okay. Upon the recommendation, elected Caroline. Okay, so there's a new. Okay.
It's only their fucking whatever. It's only their hash.
Okay, so now we need to take a look at the current balance sheet. So cash has increased a little bit to 988,000 or 988 million. Inventories have, I think, decreased a few million maybe. It's negligible. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what big thing? Current portion of long-term debts, right? It's gonna be, okay, $1 billion, and then accounts payable is around 970, right? Okay. Short-term borrowings has increased. All right, let's take a look at short-term borrowings then. Why did that increase? Short-term borrowing. So during the second quarter, commenced the Euro commercial paper program, which in addition in the existing is supported by, okay. These other financial accounts.
I was running around, guys.
So short-term borrowing primarily due to the increase in commercial paper borrowings. Oh, let's see. Okay, so short-term borrowings increase was also due to net decrease in short-term borrowings for the periods compared. Okay, so it seems like they issued some commercial paper around 450 billion in commercial paper. 450 million in commercial paper. So I'm not. I feel like in this case there might be a chance I could find this information in the second quarter 10Q statement. So I'm gonna take a look here if they have any information. Let's take a look short term. Yeah, night Josh.
Can you finish up this?
Yeah, go for it. Short term borrowings. Primarily due to the increase in commercial paper borrowing. Oh no. Liquidity 1.5 to 1. Net debt to total capital. It's pretty high. Shit. $2.25 billion senior unsecured revolving line of credit. Short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowing, long-term debt. So during the 3 months ended, which in addition to the existing U.S. commercial program is supported, were 200 and had a weighted average. The company has designated the Euro commercial paper borrowing as a net investment hedge of VF's investment in certain foreign operations. There were also 778 million and 1.7 billion in U.S. commercial paper borrowings as of September 2023. Okay. So it seems like so what's the long-term debt here? Short-term borrowings increased by 1 point. Okay, what the hell? Table of contents. Okay, short-term borrowing, long-term debts. All right, let's take a look at this 10Q. So we have the quarters from So consolidated statement of comprehensive income. Maybe notes. Tangible assets. $138 million. Okay. Notes on consolidated financial statements. Okay, pension plans. Alright, so there was short-term borrowings of 58,000. Now we have Q2 0.7 778. $437 million. I see. Okay. So there's probably going to be some commercial paper borrowing here. Okay, so 477,000, 450,000. Right. And so these total long-term debts, operating lease liabilities. Okay, so this is just going to be that current short-term borrowings. Let's just say it's going to be the same here. So they borrow around 450 on average. Excuse me. Okay. Right. Okay, let's take a look. We have plant, property, and equipment. Yeah. Oh, maybe that has to do with impairment. I think plant, property, and equipment net. So this we could probably get from. Let's just do our ratios here. PPE to sales times. Which is equal to. It's a percentage of sales. Okay. So I think right now. So assets have declined. Why though? Oh, goodwill impairment, I think, actually. Yeah. Not by much though. Just by 20,000. 90 other assets. Yeah, okay. I think I do remember now. The other assets, so included in the other assets was, I think, a deferred tax asset, but I think that asset got actually written down by VF because they lost some type of litigation case. So I think we could probably bring this down to, I want to say maybe, so other assets. Accounts payable to cost of goods sold. Other assets. So I'm gonna say it's just 0.9. Okay. So we really want to multiply this by our revenues. Current assets have been about the same, honestly. Accounts receivable to inventory to cost of goods sold. Let's see. So increase in inventory. Operating right of use. Some PPE to sales. Cost of goods sold. Assets. Revenue. This is equal to total current assets divided by revenue. feel like this is pretty reasonable actually. Accounts payable. Total current liabilities. Okay. Total current liabilities to revenue. So this is equal to total current liabilities. Let's divide that by revenue. Should say that this is also the same. Total liabilities. Other liabilities. Tax expense. This looks really clean. I like it. This, not so much. Okay. So I think these are the big ones. Probably want to highlight this. So maybe highlight this as well. Total liabilities. Preferred stock, total stockholders' equity. Is equal to total assets minus total liabilities. Equity. first. That's 4.75. Shoot. Accrued liabilities. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. Accounts payable to close consult. Three. Crew liabilities. To accrue divided by which is equal to revenue times accrued liabilities. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess the reason why it's so low is because I haven't factored in any debt payments or debt raises. Which is probably unrealistic, but I do have constant short-term borrowing. Operating lease liabilities. Equal to revenue times other liabilities. Whoa. Liabilities to revenue. Okay, they're exactly the same. Alright. We do not want this. We want other liabilities. Okay, let's pick something that's equal to mean average. All of these. So equity might decline. Stockholder equity. Yeah, it sounds reasonable. Equity is declining this year. Okay. Total liabilities. Total, okay. Common stock, retained earnings. Nice. Total liability and stockholders' equity. Oh, shit. So we can balance is equal to minus total assets. Okay, so they all balance out. Nice. Okay, yeah, I think this is probably where I'm gonna go to bed. Was able to get, oh, we got a viewer. Okay. Ooh. So this is one of the applications. You can't see it. Oh man. Okay, my screen froze again. Okay, so yeah, I'm probably gonna go to bed right now. It's like 3:30. Yeah. Good thing I don't have class tomorrow, which is good. I'll see you guys for now.